Manchester United are in talks with Joshua Zirkzee's agent over a €40 million move from Bologna this summer. David Ornstein's confirmed it. But who is Joshua Zirkzee and what sort of striker is he? Let me explain the full story of Zirkzee to United and why United are definitely interested in bringing him in to become another attacking option alongside Rasmus Højlund. So Man United have identified that Joshua Zirkzee is somebody they are interested in signing. The first thing I'll tell you here straight away about Joshua Zirkzee is he's not a traditional number 9 striker in the box. If anything, his best work actually comes outside the box. You might ask, is that the profile we need? I'll be totally honest. When I went into this summer, I put Guirassy probably down as my ideal signing because of how much he would cost and how I thought the investment had to go elsewhere. But it may well be the case, by the way, that we're just not looking out for a proper number 9 box striker and somebody who's got a bit more of a varied profile. And that's where Joshua Zirkzee will come in. Now, let's run through the full story of how this transfer has developed before we take a quick look at Zirkzee's game. I'm going to do a more in-depth scouting video on him. This is more about the news. All right. If we go back to December, Manchester United were already being linked with a move for Zirkzee. So this hasn't just come out of nowhere in the last week or so. His name has been on the list, in the same way that we were linked with Tapsoba last summer and they came around again this summer. And a few other players as well. But AC Milan have been the main club interested in Zirkzee. That was them back in April saying, nothing going on. And then this is in June. They are willing to pay the €40 million release clause. They've already agreed personal terms with Zirkzee. So as far as it stands right now, AC Milan are leading the race or the chase for him. But Manchester United have stepped in. David Ornstein has confirmed it, or stepped in as far as we're interested in signing him, and we're speaking in depth to his agent. And his agent, as you may well know now, as you can see from the thumbnail, I've scratched out the price of 34 million, which is his release clause, because his agent is a big old problem. All right. Fabrizio Romano confirming the same sort of information here, but Manchester United are asking for his salary demands. So you may well get an announcement quite soon that Man United have agreed personal terms for Joshua Zirkzee, in the same way that we've agreed personal terms over Jared Branthwaite. But of course, we need to agree a fee with Everton. And it's not really with Bologna that we have to agree anything with. And this is where it gets complicated. All right. His agent, Kia Joorabchian. We've dealt with him before. And I'll run through that in a little bit. But he wants €15 million to facilitate this deal. And I said this on the live show this morning. €15 million agent fee for a deal that's worth €40 million is ridiculous. It's like 30 odd % as an agent commission. I might be looking at that and just laughing. Because it's important that Manchester United don't just get bent over the barrel by clubs, but also by agents. It's just the way that modern transfers work. You have to deal with all of them. Now, interestingly enough, I took a quick look at this, right? So this is Sport Invest UK. This is the agency which Kia Joorabchian is the co-owner of. You can see down there Joshua Zirkzee. Who else does he represent? Sergio Reguilon. So Manchester United would have had some dealings with Kia Joorabchian at that point, and we scroll down here as well. He also represents Amari Forson. So we had offered Amari Forson a new contract. He said no, he didn't want to stay at the club. So we've had dealings with him, but this is going to be a big one. I don't know how much United would offer, but there's absolutely no way we were going to offer €15 million to his agent. So if that is the case, then he's probably going to stay at Bologna because AC Milan aren't going to pay that. And Manchester United will not pay that. However, if we can negotiate it down, and reports and whispers suggest that it could happen, and I'll be honest, if you're Zirkzee and your agent is blocking your move to maybe Manchester United or maybe AC Milan from Bologna, lower the commission, mate. Come on. I mean, Zirkzee might pocket a little bit of the money anyway. But in terms of what player he is, we're going to run through like a little basic overview here. I'll save the in-depth conversations for a different show. But the first concern that a lot of you are going to have, ultimately, and understandably so, if we're going to be spending between 35 and 50 million on a striker, you're going to sign a striker that scored 11 goals in Serie A last season. Sounds very Rasmus Højlund-like. Did he score 11? I don't know if he scored 11 goals. I don't think he scored any. He hardly had any. Anyway, the point is, his goal output isn't massive. But as the Athletic have written here, okay, increasing his scoring output is something that anybody would look at for Zirkzee. But it's more his overall profile here. Look, finding a player who combines physical dominance and athleticism with elite dribbling ability through central areas. They're putting it down and saying as much of a unicorn skill as you can hope to find in football, or a skill set. Because if you take one look at Joshua Zirkzee's heat map, you can see my point that I made at the very start of the video. He is not a box striker. Joshua Zirkzee in that Bologna system under Thiago Motta last season, they were so exciting to watch. He would drop deep a lot of the time. He would play with his back to goal a lot of the time. He would receive the ball to feet, and even with aggressive centre-backs, he had the ability and the technical ability to spin a defender, to play it back. He's not a box striker, which, again, if I go back to what I said at the start of the video about Serhou Guirassy, I'm thinking somebody who's like an alternative to Rasmus Højlund. I think Guirassy at 17.5 million on a release clause would have made a lot of sense, but it may well just be that Manchester United are looking for different profiles. And maybe that next season, Manchester United would intend to play Rasmus Højlund further up, and the alternative would then be playing Joshua Zirkzee slightly deeper. Now, he's somebody who is two-footed. You can see here, this is, again, from The Athletic. 84 shots last season for Bologna in Serie A, 51 on the right foot, 27 on the left foot, 6 headed. You can't see that. I'm hiding down here. But he is somebody who is technically gifted, right? I thought this is a very interesting chart. This shows the different sorts of runs that Zirkzee made for Bologna last season. Down the left here, that's 21% of his runs ahead of the ball, running into space, trying to get the pass, receive a progressive pass to his feet. 20% of those runs are in behind, balls over the top. Then you're looking at 19% coming short. That's exactly what I was saying here when looking at his heat map. Zirkzee comes short. Well, apparently 20% of the time. But Zirkzee is somebody who is comfortable receiving the ball to his feet, coming short. He's comfortable in running behind, and he's got the pace and athleticism to do that. And he's also comfortable moving ahead of the ball, trying to find space in between defenders. He's very much got a varied profile. He's certainly not like an out-and-out number 9. Lewis Ferguson, who played in midfield for Bologna last season, said this about him. Technically, he's really, really good, strong, fast, powerful, everything you want in an attacker. It's enjoyable to play with him, and we bounce off each other. If he makes one run, I make another. And I would look at, when I was going into this summer, I was thinking, right, if Manchester United are going to sign another striker, it should be someone who offers a completely different skill set to Rasmus Højlund. And that's why I went for Guirassy, someone who's like a fox in the box. Maybe not a fox in a box, but somebody who's more natural. You get strikers who are built for the penalty box, and you get strikers like Zirkzee who kind of aren't. And he's a far more varied skill set, comfortable with the ball on his left, on his right, shooting on both, ducking inside a defender, holding a defender off. Kind of a lot of the similar characteristics to maybe what we saw last season from Rasmus Højlund. So it may well be that Erik ten Hag and Manchester United are looking to find another kind of... I'm not saying it's the exact same profile as Højlund, because it really isn't. But similar sort of characteristics, certainly with work rate, ethic, technical ability. I think Zirkzee's probably got a little bit more. But I'm going to do a far more in-depth profile. But that's the full story of it so far. Manchester United clearly are interested in signing him. But I don't think we sign him unless the agent fees come down. I don't think anybody signed him with 15 million euros really agent fees. It's just you're going to block a move for him. And if I'm him, I'm telling my agent, drop those fees, because I want to move to AC or to Manchester United. We'll find out more in due course. But what do you think about Zirkzee as a potential signing? Is it something that excites you? Or do you think, hold up, Sam, I think we need more of a Serhou Guirassy. It doesn't have to be Guirassy, but more of a number 9 type signing. You let me know in the comments, and make sure you drop a like on the video.